Go ahead with questions.
He's flustered.
Keep my composure.
I think since New Year's, outside of St. John's, you and Xavier have the two best defensive units in the country right now. What do you think has been the difference for? I mean, for you guys, it's probably easier to say, but what do you see from them that's been better?
You know, Fremantle's back healthy, and I think that certainly adds a big piece to their roster. But those new guys, you know, Maddox is playing more now. Conwell's playing, you know, he's played at a pretty high level all year. But just like Jemiah, as the season goes on, those guys that are first-year guys are going to be more comfortable. And, you know, the difference between our offense and their offense, they've probably played the toughest schedule in the league, and they've done it against a great schedule. So while our schedule is somewhere in the top half, I'm sure has not been as difficult as theirs.
Jason said this team is so much more locked in right now than maybe 2 weeks ago. Why is that?
Success, and I think confidence. Success breeds confidence. When you see some plans kind of come together and work, it's going to help with the next time around when you have to get ready. And I just, you know, everyone on the roster in their own way has impacted games defensively over the last couple weeks, and with that comes confidence. So I think they believe in each other right now. They've got a pretty good swagger about themselves, but in the right way. And we'll need it tomorrow night. We're playing a really good team.
Jason mentioned the grit specifically defensively has been where he's seen the biggest impact on the floor. How does that come together?
I mean, you get guys getting on the floor. Like, you know, I think about Kalkbrenner laying out, you know, at three-quarter court at UConn, you know, chasing with a point guard. He's the first one to the floor. Like, that sends a pretty big message to everybody else. Like, if the ball's on the floor, if our 7'1", 275-pound guy's going to lay out, you better do it too. So, you know, Ty Davis had one the other night. Ball's on the floor, he pounces on it right away, saves us a possession. So, you know, those kind of things as they happen, and the veterans do it on a consistent basis, it's easier to get the rest of them to fall in line.
Does it make it easier for you that it's organically like that, or it's just like it's player-driven as opposed to you having to harp on it constantly?
Yeah, I mean, you always talk about stuff and you watch stuff on film, but our leadership has been really good. And, you know, Kalk and Steven have been outstanding. Jemiah's kind of grown into a leadership role in his own way. And they're helping those young guys along, which has been really encouraging to see. And all those guys are getting better. You know, Jason, Isaac, Jackson, Ty, like Fedor, they're all making strides. You know, Mason, we still got to get shooting the basketball, but he's doing everything else better than he's ever done at any time in his career.
Was that the biggest week that Fedor's had in terms of his development, just with how many minutes he was able to play?
Yeah, it was good for him. And, you know, we're seeing some of the things that we've seen in games in practice on a more consistent basis. I thought yesterday was one of his best practices of the year, and he wasn't feeling the best. So, you know, if he can keep stacking those days, he's made so much progress defensively since the first of the year. Like, I was afraid to put him out there just because of how lost he was defensively. But his physicality on the ball and fighting screens has improved immensely. So hopefully he can just continue down with that same trajectory.
What kind of challenges does Xavier present offensively with their balance?
You know, their transition is as good as we've seen. You know, they're going to come at you in waves, whether it's a made shot, missed shot, turnover, they're attacking, and they're not stopping until you stop them. It's not like they're going to get to the three-point line and see that things are kind of put together and back it out. They're going to try to put their head on the rim. So, and they've got shooters, you know, flanking both wings, and, you know, Swain can take it off the glass and lead the break, and so you can get cross-match some. But that's, you know, that's almost 25% of their offense, and they get about close to that from the free throw line. So those are two areas of the game. If we expect to be successful, you know, we're going to have to take care of it. Xavier will be an NCAA tournament team. You look at the schedule they played and what they have left, and how talented they are. You know, if the eye test is important, that team I've been watching the last few days is not only a team that should be in the NCAA tournament, they'll win games in the NCAA tournament.
Speaking of tourney teams and all that, I know it's not even February, but with the winning streak, do you keep an eye on net at this point?
I mean, I think you just see how you improve. It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I think the quality of your wins is really important, and then, you know, making sure you don't have bad losses. and we've been able to avoid that for the most part. So February is a big month. We got one left here in January that's really important, and starting with this game, we've got a very difficult stretch with some of the teams we're playing and where we're playing them. So this is an important week for us. I hope our fans understand how important tomorrow night is. This place needs to be electric tomorrow night because this is it's going to be a heck of a game.
Do you emphasize it to the guys, or they just know that stuff on the floor here is the place to attack? So, what you're in line for in terms of the Big East title, and it's what you're like.
Yeah, I mean, they understand you have to protect your home floor, and it's not easy to do in this league because of the quality of the league, and it's there haven't been a ton of wins on the road against quality teams in this league because places like this and Xavier and UConn and Marquette, Butler, like they're hard places to play. They pack the arenas, their crowds are into it, and we just have to make sure on a weeknight that ours is a very difficult place to play tomorrow night.
I know conference season as you advance, it's usually where you shorten your bench a little bit, but there's been some improvements from some of your bench contributors. Do you feel like in the weeks ahead that maybe you can rely on those guys, or you don't have to rely on your big three maybe as much?
Yeah, we have relied on them. Fedor's playing more. Ty's gotten out there a little bit. We've kind of continued with the rotation with Jackson and Isaac and Jason and Mason. And, Fedor could steal a few of those minutes here and there, and maybe, we can give Jemiah a few breaks here and there. So, I've been pleased with the development of our bench. And, young guys are going to get better as the season goes on. And they've, Ty's made great strides. Fedor's made great strides. That's why they're playing a little bit more.
Back on that note, what's the key to, maybe not any one person in particular, but just players generally speaking, to earn your trust to get those minutes? What's a key to do that?
Just, stacking days. They understand by now the expectations of our program, my expectations in terms of here's what we're going to do defensively, here's what you're going to hold you accountable to. And then every position's a little bit different on the offensive end in terms of what the expectation is. Ty's coming in to run the team, and Fedor, we're going to run him off some screens, but he's going to be involved in some decision-making situations where he's going to have to decide: is it a shot for me? Is it a bounce pass or a lob to Kalk, or is it a throwback for a three? Like all those things he has to read, and he's gotten better at that. So, it's ongoing, and it's certainly based in large part on how you practice. And Fedor didn't practice great leading up to UConn, so I didn't have a real warm, fuzzy feeling about putting him in that game because against the pressure in practice, he didn't do too well. He's practiced really well leading up to DePaul and Seton Hall, so he's played more.
What was your reaction seeing that over $1 million was officially raised in that 15 years of Pink Out?
Yeah, that's really cool, and it was once again, it was an awesome event. It's a powerful event, I think, and I think it sends the message that we want to send, that cancer's not going away, and we have to continue to try to raise funds to find a cure. But also the need for early detection in the fight against cancer, and hopefully, that message was sent loud and clear on Saturday, and people are making appointments this week.
Anything else? Favorite book?
Jesus.
If you're a reader.
I don't read much during the season.
Okay. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. What is it? Was it Sundays with Maury? Is that the name of the book by a guy from Detroit? Album, huh? Tuesdays with Maury, right? Tuesdays with Maury. That was it. It's been a while, but that was a good one.
I'll give it